Hey everybody, it's me Ria here, just hopping on for a Power of Three message. Hope you guys all had an awesome Halloween. It was fun. It was fun doing my readings yesterday as Yin Yang and having all of those Yin Yang readings come through. It was really magical. That was really cool. It's really, really awesome here today in Florida. It's like dropped 30 degrees. It's like 55. I love it. I feel like it's a little gift, a little blessing, giving me a little bit of the fall Maine weather that I missed. All right, guys. So what's coming to me today, it's something that we always hear about, and that's self-love, 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 self-love. Forgive yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And that is like not always the easiest thing to do. And it's constantly coming forth in different layers. Just like when you think you love yourself and, oh yeah, I love myself, then something will present into your reality that makes you realize, hey, maybe I'm not loving this part of myself, or I wouldn't be experiencing this, because all pain, all suffering, all situations in your life are reflections of that connection to the love of self, guys. To the love of self. Hey, good morning or good afternoon or whatever it is. No time. Hey, Janet. Hey, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, I was just looking at your happy Halloween thing with that cute little girl, and I just saw Kelly all over that. It was so adorable. Good morning, Jenny. Thank you for joining. So yeah, it all comes back to self-love. And I was just doing a little video in the Cosmic Channeling class for the group guys regarding self-love and how important it is. And I personally have had been having these angelic Reiki sessions with Gerald Ann Heatherdale, and I suggest you do it if you haven't. And the third session really brought forth something, that one component that I was really missing in my energy. She talked about how I'm all giving and I'm all out there and I'm just always pushing that love out and giving and all of that. But there was one key component I was missing, and it's self-love. And I always think, oh, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. But life will always present and give you opportunities to see that reflection of exactly how deep or how integrated or how connected you are to that self-love. Because what does project into our relationships, where you feel like you're feeling a little unworthy, or you're feeling like you're not really appreciated, or you really aren't mirroring back that relationship that's deep in your heart, it all comes down to self-love, guys. And something that hit me in the was it in the gym? No, it was this morning. This morning I was doing a meditation of affirmations of love by Steve Noble, and I did post it. I'll share stuff that kind of hits me and really resonates, because I know we, particularly on this page, are all connected to one another and we're reflecting each other's energies. That's why you guys resonate with me and I resonate with you. So I shared that little affirmation, and I'm not usually one to do affirmations. To me, it almost seems like you're trying or you're faking. But I was just listening to a clearing. I was looking for a clearing my energy video this morning, just something different, and that came up, and I listened to it, and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. So one way to really realize that love that you're not giving to yourself, look at the love you give out. What is your particular focus? What is your particular stream of intent for others? What is that gift that you channel through? What is that thing that you share with others that is really your purpose, that is really your passion, it's really your driving force? Because it's within that mirror that you discover how or what it is in yourself. Hey, Mike, that you need to give yourself. Thank you for sending me that sea breeze or that fresh air yesterday when my throat was straining on the live. I must have went like 2.5 hours. I'm like, holy crap, man. So thank you, Mike. Your energy definitely helped me, but it took me a while to recoup from that. But it was so fun. It was so fun. So I realized that I'm just going to give you guys my own personal example. So you guys know how I always see hearts. I share of the heart. Everything's always about heart, connecting to the heart. Aligning to the heart, tapping in and tuning into the heart, because it is that heart energy that is the truth of who we are. It is where our gifts, our connection, our God self, our pure, expansive love energy lies. And the more aligned to that we become, the greater our reflection in our outside world becomes in alignment and truer and unfiltered to that. And I realized this morning what I wasn't loving. It's not that I wasn't loving myself, but there's still those aspects that I condemn myself for, like self-doubt, or thinking I'm not worthy of something, or thinking I'm doing something wrong when my outside world projects something other than what I like. And it could even be a relationship, and thinking this is really beautiful, but it doesn't really like connect to, you know, just something within myself, like a yearning. But that yearning, I realize it's not something I need to fix all the time. It's something I need to love in myself. So this is today's message, guys. Hey, Luann, thank you for joining. I would love Janet says, I would love others to find love within their self and exciting who they are. So that, I believe, what is within is without. Vice versa, symbiosis. It works in symbiosis, Janet. So you have a deep connection on your path to have that connection within yourself, to share that, because a teacher teaches what they need to learn. The greatest teachers, counselors, guides, healers, they are that because they have had to experience that at a personal level. And the thing that I'm sharing with you guys right now is whatever also that thing is that you condemn yourself or judge yourself for or think you're doing wrong, it is that thing you need to love. So as I was listening to Steve Nobel's Love Affirmations, it's almost like I entered like this higher perspective of my higher self looking at my human self, almost like that yin yang too. The higher self was just seeing the beauty in the smaller Maria, the smaller part of me that does doubt her self-worth, or sometimes thinks that she isn't quite enough, or somehow thinks that if she sees something on the outside, she's doing it wrong. But the only thing that I needed to do, guys, and the only thing you need to do is actually love that part of yourself. Love that part of yourself. You don't have to try to fix it, because I'm always trying to fix myself. I'm always trying to align to my heart. I'm always trying to be the best that I can be. But in doing that, you become the best that you can be by loving those things that you don't love yourself. Ironically, it's just that whole yin yang thing extended into today that I was sharing yesterday. And that is what I live all the time in my energetic field. There's always the yin and the yang, and and I'm aware of it. And there's always those forces. And what I realize is there's nothing to fix. And I know we hear that all the time. Just be, just be, just be. Just be, accept yourself. And we know that theoretically, but there's always these different layers that we get. And today, you would think I already have that, and I thought I already had that, and all that kind of stuff, and self-acceptance, that's the key. But I understood it from a slightly different point of view. Like, I got to tweak it. It was like the gears, like just, click, they click. I got it from that tiny little vantage point. I've never understood it. It's like I saw the beauty in my vulnerability. I saw the beauty in my doubt. I saw the beauty in my own contrast and thinking, and how my mind is sometimes. But aligned to the heart, I'm always seeking that higher truth. I never operate just from here, but it's the contradictions and all this stuff in here that acts as a catalyst for me to go with it and find that higher truth. But what I really understood is, I just really, really got it for the moment. I say I got it for the moment. And isn't that the kicker? Sometimes we think we got that aha moment. We think we got it solidified. We're anchored into our heart. But then something else will project and we'll say, oh, shit, man. I thought I freaking had that. But it's because there are so many different layers, so many different layers to the truth or the expansion. And that never ends. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. So that is what today's Power of Three reading basis is going to be about, is again, just taking that step back and seeing that human. It's like seeing that baby or child in your life and seeing how cute they are when they flub up, or when they make a mistake, or when they see something not for the truth that it is. It's so beautiful and precious. That is what's being called of us, to see how beautiful and precious we are in our so-called quote-unquote imperfection. Because as we love that, then we become more whole. We don't need to fix it. As we love it, we bring it into the light and we break down those walls and barriers. And I didn't realize I was sitting here next to a brick, the part of the brick house. And what does bricks represent? Walls, building. But as we love those little parts of ourselves, that vulnerability, that scaredy catness, that time where we're fearful and we might really beat ourselves up in the moment and say, son of a bee, just do it. Why are you feeling so much fear? Why are you feeling so much anxious? Why do you got to act like this all the time? When you have those little voices going back and forth in your mind. And when you just find the beauty in it and say, oh my God, you guys are so cute. You little 3D parts of you are so cute. Well, then you burst through that barrier when you bring it to the light. Look what's on that brick wall. It's the sun. What does that sun do when you bring those fears and love them, those parts of yourself that you think you need to fix, but you don't? You bring them into the light. And then look what's right next to that, the flag. That's what true freedom and liberation is. Never having to fix, not having to try anything. And I know we hear this all the time, but I got it from that different point, just that different little angle where I understood it a little bit deeper. So as you bring those faults and love them because they aren't faults, just bring them to the light, the sun, that takes you to a whole level of freedom. And that's what breaks down your walls to release what's inside, the light and love. And I just saw a comment from Nita. Nita says, that is how I work to help people and heal and find themselves. Yes, Nita. So I'm sure you're aware of this. That must be something you yearn for yourself. You yearn for yourself. And everything is working simultaneously, guys. You know, when you help others, you are helping yourself, but it just gives it a different angle to look at it. I want to help others. I want to heal others. I want other people to be free. I want other people to love themselves unconditionally. You know why? Because at some level, I don't do that for myself. And if I say, okay, I don't do that for myself, and oh, isn't that so beautiful to be in that kind of blinded state? Isn't that beautiful for that human 3D to see that and just say, oh, I love you all the more for that, because then the higher self steps in and it can see it for what it is, and you just brought it to the light. And then that kind of what frees you. It's okay it's okay when you see those things about yourself. I don't think you got to go do all these processes and fix it. Just let it be and say, oh, that's so cute. Like a little kid, like the parent doing that to the child. That's so beautiful. So I don't know. Oh, see you, Cal. Have an awesome day. Enjoy that little puppy. I don't know the puppy's name. Let us know. Luna. So if one is Luna, is that one Sunny? All right, guys. So we're going to do the power of 3. Take them walls down. Yes. And my book, Losing My Religion. Losing my religion doesn't necessarily mean religion. However, the Catholic religion was a catalyst for me to expand. So it's losing those beliefs about yourself that you had preconditioned through teacher, society, religion, whatever. Losing it to break down the walls to release what's inside. The sun, the light, the love, the truth of who you are, non-judgment, all-encompassing love and light, guys. All right, guys, so we'll start with the cross breath. And this is the perfect, perfect, I can't speak, the perfect symbolic representation of the love and light we are. We are spiritual beings come to have that human experience. So that's so beautiful. We got to stop freaking being so hard on ourselves, guys. It's just embrace and allow all. And I know I'm in the moment right now and I can feel that, and then something will hit me and then it'll make me have to deal with it. But I got to become, as we go through this more and more and more, we become more anchored in this, guys. That's my point. You become more anchored in that. Hey, good morning. I saw somebody. I thought I saw a Sita. Hey, Zay. Oh, maybe I did not see a Sita. Maybe that was a premonition. Maybe Sita's going to pop on. All right, so because we come forth in the light and love, and we come forth kind of blindfolded to have this experience, and so it's just saying, love all of it, love your vulnerability, love your mistakes, love your stupidity. It's all so cute. It's cute. And then that's a high vibration. And then what does that do? Zoop! It illuminates your light more. It raises your frequency. And then you project that into your reality. The outside reality is always that perfect mirror to our consciousness. And it's so beautiful if we are having a hard relationship, or we're having problems with our kids, or whatever it is, because it's just a mirror letting us know a little tweaking where we need to love that consciousness or expand that consciousness within us. It's just reflecting our own conscious state of being with self. It's like some parents try to change their kids or try to conform them or make them conservative from a subconscious point of view or mind based on religion or their upbringing, and they're not aware of it to that extent, how it could be limiting. So they try to kind of project that, oh yeah, you got to do this, oh no, you shouldn't wear that, or blah, 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 blah. And they mean it from the purest point of their heart that they can, but then their kid is fighting them or acting out. That projection is just, the rebel in that child is just showing themselves how they need to let go. It's just that perfect outer mirror and reflection. It's letting that parent know there's something that needs to rebel within their own self to kind of release that old belief or to expand it or bring it to a greater light, just for an example. But you guys got plenty of those examples yourself, I'm sure. Rise up, high vibration flowing through with healing energy. Yeah, this is automatically healing. Now this the cross breath. When you breathe in the cross breath and you're expanding your light and you're connecting to it, to your belief, and knowing that it's the highest frequency you're connecting to, your God source energy, and that's the highest vibration, you know that automatically is a protective force. It purifies and aligns and clears your energetic field. Because look, does that look like there's anything cluttered or out of balance or not in alignment? No. So when you breathe in and like release the human mind and drop into the center of your heart and know that this is who you are, and when you're holding your breath, that everything within you is culminating, expanding, not just on this timeline, but all timelines. And if you believe that's what is happening, then that is what's happening. Because what you believe, what you're focused on, and what you believe is your creator seat. That is how you access your power and release your power. And the breath is an opportunity every moment. Oh my God, I never understood the capacity that the breath has, because it's prana, it's your very life force. You are the breath is you. And when you breathe in with the intention that you are connecting to this, the truth of who you are, and expanding it simultaneously, you give yourself, every breath is a moment to rise in frequency, to shift awareness, to shift your reality mirror, to shift that reality that's playing back at you. So, and I know it's so simple, but yeah, it can be hard, because that's the whole yin yang experience. That's the whole human experience. But it's so true, and it's mind-boggling how simple. If you believe your breath is, and it only takes a second, take your breath in, and when you're used to this, and oh, that's where I am, and you're aligned, you're free, you're clear, and every moment is an opportunity to shift into truly a new reality, a new dimension. Someone might react totally out of character. You all of a sudden might have this opportunity, this abundance, this phone call, this check in the mail, just because you took that proper breath, guys. All right, so let's just take that proper breath. Flourish through the light. Yes, Janet says flourish through the light. The light is in all. And when you recognize that, and recognize that that light is only love and light, you can't help but to flourish. It comes naturally. All right, guys, so we'll kind of just remove the mind a little bit, even though it does serve us. We're going to drop into the center. It's our center. It's our cross breath. It's our crosshair. It's our platform to all dimensions, all realities, all records, all aspects of ourselves, our pure God divine voice within us. All right, guys, take a nice deep breath in and hold it. As you're holding it, feel your body vibrating. Feel all of those light particles expanding, illuminating, connecting to all aspects of you in all time to bring forth that light. And exhale. Try to push that last little breath out. And when you're breathing in, you're activating all that you are and ever have been and will be. When you're holding it, it's building, moving energy. And when you exhale, then you are actually releasing. You know why you're releasing? Because you just connected to the frequency. So the releasing is going to happen naturally, because the releasing is part of that projection. It's part of that shifting of energy and consciousness. So when I say you have just released all that you ever are and everything that served you but no longer does, you are actually releasing. You've released that through your belief for it to have the opportunity to manifest in your 3D, in your physical reality. It's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And there was something else I was going to say, but I'll skip that right now. Oh, this is what it was. So you know how we knock our cards or knock books or knock for messages or play drums, and that kind of stuff moves the energy? We're moving the energy. When you breathe in and you're holding it, and you know how I say you're moving the energy, moving the older energy to work its way out through the breath. You're moving it to create space for the higher frequencies. Same as when we knock on our cards, our books, like we're breaking up the energy. And this, I just wanted to make this point real quick. That is why the breath is so important, because it moves the energy. That is why exercise is so important. It moves you naturally and you're breathing and your body's moving, like the crash of the waves, releasing those negative ions. When you move your body, you are moving everything within that energy and to move through you. To have other things come forth. So movement is so important, and the breath is so important, and even the drums. That's why Indians and I don't know this for a fact, but I intuitively believe that's why they drum, to bring forth the spirits, to have their ceremonies, and they moved with their bodies. It all creates movements, because if you're energy, and it's always God is life is always in motion. You're meant to move that energy. You are the conduit, you are the channel in physical form for the spirit to experience and move that energy and continuing expanding its consciousness. It's amazing. And so I just asked for the paragraph that helps us to align to our heart energy. Finding the balance. Yes, finding that middle, and like Buddha says, finding that middle path. That is that balance point, the middle path. The gray area between the yin and yang, that's that middle path. It's finding that, being in the center of a storm. It's finding that stillness. Thank you. My friends. All right. Table of contents. All right, I'll go past it. We'll do another page. All right. I don't know. I haven't read this one before. Let's see what comes forth. So this book is based on a lot of limiting perceptions that we're taught in religion. I do use a lot of those examples, and I find the further expanded reasoning for it. And this one happens to be on confession. Confession is a liberating experience of expressing or communicating issues that prevent us from communing with God or higher self. So to me, confession is almost like parallels the flow, allowing the flow through acceptance of all that you feel. Because if you're holding and repressing, you're not confessing. If you're repressing, you're not confessing. When you're confessing, which is, oh my God, I got goosebumps now, which is symbolic of having to go to a priest and confess your sins, that is just like the lower limited way. That is an expression, a representation of the 3D of a higher level of confessing. So when you're confessing, you're not repressing, you're releasing that energy and allowing it through acceptance. And it goes back to what I talked about at the beginning, that self-love and accepting all parts of yourself. Oh my God, that's cool. So it's liberating. So it frees you up to bring that energy to the light. There's a sun behind me to free you, like that little flag there. Holy crap, I was wondering why I was guided to sit here today. So it's cleansing because it releases and it frees you, and then it allows those higher frequencies to come forth, guys. Holy God. I learned that confession is so much more than simply confessing sins, especially the ones that you are embarrassed to verbalize. Isn't that the thing, man? Any of you Catholics out there? And I'm so happy I went through that, because I knew it wasn't innately in alignment to what they teach God is love, but that how can there be said if God is love, and how can there be judgment, and how can there be hell? So all these truths that I knew innately were brought out of me and catalyzed by the more limited perception of Catholicism. So it was really beautiful, because it really, really expanded me, and that was my path to take. So it's just weird because back then, okay, that was my point. You got to go to a priest and say things that you might feel are embarrassing, but really you don't have to say those things because they're embarrassing. Remember how I said before, we can get mad at ourselves? We actually got to take those things that are embarrassing and love them. Remember, it goes back to loving all parts of ourselves. Love them. Hey, good morning, Sherry Ann. So nice. I loved your reading, and I was so impressed how Buddha came forth for you, and I didn't know that you were already connected to Buddha. That is so beautiful. That's the best so far. Yeah, I really loved it. I think everything always is the best when you bring the two opposing forces into balance, like that yin yang, and everything just like kind of spiraled out and just totally fit together. And that's what happens when you guys just follow that inspiration. Thank you so much, Sherry Ann. So I guess my point is, like when I talked about being embarrassed by telling you your sins or things, it's those things that, you don't have to confess them to another physical. It's actually that physical being, because they're reflections of you. It's actually you confessing it to yourself, but not confessing it in a point of judgment or having to, what is it called when you got to do, not reparation, when then they make you say prayers or Hail Marys after? Repention? No, not repention. What the hell's the name? Anyway, repent. Or something like that. You've got to do this thing to like counterbalance it. But what that thing is, you need to do is love it, to love it and not judge it. Is that not so beautiful? So first of all, to label something as sin infers regret. To me, sin is more Oh, I went to another whole stinking wrong paragraph, but I must have put my eyes there for a minute. To me, sin is more like an experience that's painful because there's a significant lesson that we have not learned otherwise. In truth, it is simply an aid in self-discovery. I don't know why my eyes went to this sentence, but I was talking about confession. But you're going to confess your sins, but the only sin really is that is the judgment, because it was really there to aid you in self-discovery. And what are you doing when you're discovering yourself? You're discovering the God within and our perception thereof. To call something a sin is to judge, which creates a division between you and God. Between you and God. Confession, penance. Oh, no, not confession. The confession is when you confess your sins, and then you got to do penance. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Penance. Holy shit. So this worked out so perfectly. I started on one paragraph, then backtracked to something else. So the message is there is no sin. Sin is a judgment you place, and it actually causes division. And that's the same thing we do to ourselves when we try to make ourselves better. When we try to make ourselves better from the intent that we need to change or that something wrong and we need to fix, we actually create that resistance more. It's like me. If you told me I had to go on a diet, I could never go on a diet. If you told me like I have to go on a no-carb diet, the first thing I'm going to do is pig out on a bunch of cereal, candy, whatever, toast, because it caused that resistance and it denied myself, so I wanted it all the more. So whatever you're judging in yourself or thinking you need to change, like someone who wants to exercise or someone who's always on that perpetual diet, is because they're telling themselves they're not good enough, and then it causes that resistance, and it just keeps magnetizing it that they're not good enough. And really what it all comes down to, that is what we might label as sin, because it's dividing you from the truth of who you are, which is perfect in itself as is. And then when you accept that and love that, you don't create that resistance, and then the body just flows naturally. Like I used to beat myself up tremendously for body weight, body shape, body type. Oh, holy shrapper. It just, oh my freaking Lord, a never ending cycle. And now I'm at a point like I just do what I enjoy, and just, it just flows much more easy. I'm not so hard on myself. So yeah, things were, oh my God. So yeah, so I can teach love of self, because there probably isn't anyone else who was probably, and I'm sure you guys probably are hard on yourself in certain ways, but so hard on themselves. And so I'm finally getting to that point where, and little by little, from every different tweaking and perception from something reflected in my reality is giving me a little more insight. And what does that do? It just brings me to a more expansive view of who I really am, and that self-realization. And when you're discovering yourself, you're discovering God, because you are God. You are one with God, literally. Janet says, when you repent for yourself and not others. And Zay says, just be. I know, we know that theoretically, Zay. I know that. We all know that, especially as spiritual beings know that, but yet we still put ourselves through the ringer in some way, shape, or form, or some capacity on some level for some subject matter usually. But yes, you are right. Just be. Just be. Just be. I know that. Love yourself. Yes, I know that. But certain incidences will get, like, you just get there closer and closer and closer, and everything is just more illuminated. And I suppose that part, maybe that never ends. I don't know. Because if you're realizing God, but God never ends and is eternal, and it's an eternal journey of life, then I guess you're right. It never, ever, ever, ever ends. It's just not coming from such a polarized place as we get to that 5D level. It's not going to be polarized like here. We're going to be balanced and integrated, but we're still self-realizing, because that self-realization never ends, because God is eternal and we are eternal. Is that not stinking awesome? Ria, you remind me of Debbie Garcia, so full of energy and life. Yes, I love Debbie. She's pretty cool. Thank you. Oops, I thought I heard something. All right, so what are we doing now? We're doing the guys' guidance cards, Mother Earth heart cards, guys. Again, these cards are all images and messages from Mother Earth to help us to align to the very heart that we are. And a lot of times we do have all these things and ideas and all beautiful, pulling us in other directions. This just brings us one little thing to focus that is most resonant, that our heart needs to be aware of in order to truly just align to the truth of who we are and our self-realization. Might be bringing something into our awareness that we need to hold on to expand upon, or just to love more, or let go of, or just something that just comes to our awareness. And the way that I say it might resonate to you. You might get something completely different. So trust in that. Trust that you receive the message the way you should. All Our hearts are one with Mother Earth. She is that perfect reflection of us. Oh, I got this card a couple times yesterday for people. It's funny because I haven't gotten it for a while. So there's definitely a general theme. You know how these forecasters will talk about the monthly energy or the monthly energy forecast? Well, this is coming up frequently, and I haven't been pulled this card forever, except for the past couple days. So it's a little crystallized snow left over. It's just frozen snow, or kind of, you know, those icier little granules that you get. And it's obviously in the shape of the heart. It's kind of playful, but these pieces are falling away. And how this resonates to the energy and the message that we're speaking today, as we become more and more in alignment to the truth of who we are and let go of sin and judgment, we dissipate that separation between who God is. He's not out there. We are God. And as we dissipate that, we have these old beliefs that we thought were pure, that we thought were truth, falling off from us, because that's what that represents. They were truth in the sense at that level of frequency that we were operating, our consciousness at that day, could be 10 years ago, 1 year ago, a day ago, 30 seconds ago, falling away, even though they were truth for us and they helped us come to a fuller realization of who we are. We are going through an area where we are dropping off those energies. We are breaking down the walls to release a more purified, intensified, expansive awareness of all that light that we already are. We already are that, just those things are falling off from us. And what it does is it allows us to be more free. Like this heart isn't like perfectly defined. It's not precision. It's more free flowing. It's more free form, because see how it's got these little like waves on the outside? It just looks a little freer. And that is telling me, us, me, you, and the collective, our own collective tribe and reality are aligning more truer to our heart frequency imprint. Meaning you have an energetic stamp of your God self that no one else can express better than you, based on all your soul's experiences that you've acquired throughout all time, that makes you perfect, absolutely perfect for your divine purpose, for your destiny, for your path, whatever that is. No one can express it in that same energy that you can. And that's kind of defined by here. And what does that do? There's a little side profile here, a little chin, a little smile, a little nose, it's pointing that way, a little eye, and they look kind of peaceful and content, almost like there's just this nice little smile. And they're fuller. It just almost looks like they're gaining that more galactic energy, those higher frequencies, because it looks, I don't know why, when I think big heads, big brains, I always think of that galactic energy for some reason. That's just how I'm perceiving it. You perceive it the way you want. But they're smiling because they are operating in that higher frequency and going forward and looking forward, because they're facing that way. They're slightly looking down. See the eye, guys? See the nose? See the mouth? Turned up, the little chin. They're looking down at all those things that have served them in gratitude and love. Like, I am so thankful that I picked a really harsh upbringing, very conservative, limited, religious, judgmental. I'm going to say not warm, because it's helped me to discover all of those aspects in myself. So what you're denied of in the past is those very things that you have come to fulfill, because they were from in here anyways, and you wanted to have that experience of that self-realization. It's just beautiful. And things that you did receive that you don't have challenges, that other people have challenges, is because that was their theme. That was their theme to find within them through their self-realization of being blind in the human form. So, oh my God, that's just, I don't know, I just find this really, 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 really beautiful. Oh my God, and the title of the back of the card is Peace Be With You. So, you know, in church, we'll have that time, if you're Catholic or if you went to confession, the priest might say, peace be with you, peace be with you. Oh my God. So this has got that theme too, the whole theme throughout our message, peace be with you. But the truest peace comes through your self-realization, because you realize through your self-realization, you discover your God self. And then that's the highest frequency. That is the place of the greatest peace, because you are living the greatest truth, unfiltered, uncontaminated by the outside. You've tuned in and connected totally to the truth of who you are, your light, your sun, your divinity. And the message says, when one can surrender to the moment, then change can occur. And that can bring, the breath always brings you to that moment too. Surrendering removes resistance in order for the energy to flow and transform. Surrendering releases limitations, breaks down those walls to release what's inside. For the expansion of you. And who are you? You are God. Oh my God. When we meet, I'm gonna give you a hug, lady. Thank you. Thank you, Zay. I so blessed. And you guys, as we release more and more of this, we keep reflecting, and this is giving me goosebumps. It's so emotional, actually. We reflect those truer mirrors of us, guys, as we become more elevated. There's no right or wrong, but as we become more dissipate that separation, that veil of God and who we are in our realization and awareness of it, the people in our life will project that. You'll say, holy bee, son of a bee, that person is so beautiful. Like, I'll see people in our group and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so beautiful, he's so beautiful. And it makes you want to cry because they are reflecting a purity within you, your own heart. They're reflecting and bringing into your awareness a piece of you that you are realizing and seeing in the outside because you have connected to that within yourself. So thank you for bringing that up. A message within itself. All right. So surrendering brings forth the bliss through total acceptance of self. Again, I'm amazed at how this whole message went together, from the paragraph to the priest to the Catholic to that whole self-love theme that we started with at the beginning. Unbelievable, because that is the purest of bliss. And so often as humans, we're trying to grasp for that on the outside through others, through jobs, through work, through money, through abundance, through homes, through pieces of living. We're trying to grasp that because we innately know that's who we are, but we got to feel it and realize it here, and then then it appears in our reality. You were brought up like me. Yes, very restrictive, very judgmental. God, I don't want to even I don't even want to feel into those energies very much because it's hard. And then, then I tend to be the extremist with my own kids, but that's good. I'm not going to go there. All right, guys. So, I will give 3 of you a reading. I don't know how many of you guys are out there, but I will give you, first 3 people that comment, or someone asked me a while back. I don't know if they're still there, way back. I will do 3 cards because you know me. Oh my God. Yes, Catholics use the rosary to repent sins, Marys, and Our Fathers. Oh yeah. I used to, son of a bee. But when I was elevated, now I actually used to run saying the rosary, just run. But it wasn't from a place of fear. It was a place of just wanting to connect to the purity and truth. I had a lot of rosary days, Deborah, and I am very close to Mother Mary. But she to me represents Mother Mary and like that whole Gaia, divine feminine. That's and she actually is the one that guided me out of the limitations of that. So this was very beautiful. And Deborah, I just want to say you gave Penny extremely beautiful advice on my live yesterday. I missed all that because you know me in my zone and doing the readings. And I went back last night and I was rereading the comments, and I agree with you full-heartedly as far as like the child and having to cut the cord and all that, because I've had to go through that also. So very, very beautiful advice. You've obviously have had an experienced path to bring forth such wisdom and knowledge, because you have to experience that which you share. So I just wanted to say that, Deborah. Thank you. And I love the way you guys are all comrades and tribal and like helping each other out behind the scenes and rooting and helping each other and commenting and this and that while the reader on whoever's platform is going on, because we can only, kind of focus on one thing. So that was very, very, very beautiful. You guys are so awesome, and you fill in the blanks, because when I'm in channeling state, man, and I can't think of words or anything because the frequency is beyond like the verbiage. Sometimes it's more of a feeling. Oh, Sita was there. Hey, Sita, I thought I saw your name there earlier. If you're still there. Thank you guys for, hey, Pamela, hi, Lynn. I've never met you. Nice to meet you. Gotta run. Yes, I saw that from Kelly. Zana, I think did. Zana, I think you're the one that wanted a reading earlier. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was you, Zana. So I'm gonna go with you and then 2 others. Not sure if you say Zana or Zana. I've walked many paths. Oh, there you are. All right, so this is for Sita. I'm just going to give you a quick guy's guidance, and just something that might resonate with you in some way, shape, or form for this particular here and now for you today. November 1st. Oh my God, today's November 1st. Holy scrapper. So 1111, 11 but I know 1111 portal's coming up. But the first always represents that new beginning, that new fresh air, that breath of fresh air, that new beginning, new pathway. So I love ones. I was born on the 10th, which breaks down to a 1. So ones are really, I love ones. All right, thank you, Sita. All right, so Sita, and then 2 others. I don't know if you're on the platform, Ina. I don't think you are. I don't think I saw your name, but if you happen to be there, I noticed I missed you yesterday too. All right, so we got some more snow. Oh, and I failed to mention that snow is actually manifestation to me. It's crystallization. It's the materialization of those higher thoughts, of that energy that you have in the non-physical that's within your heart, those feelings. It's the manifestation and physicality of those feelings, because the feelings represent the water, the flow, the ocean. We're 85% water. We go to our heart for our feelings. So to me, this represents the manifestation of feelings. So this is a little bit of a, well, not a little bit of it. It's a heart. It's a frozen heart. It's an icy heart on the beach. You can see the heart right here. It's got a little bit of sand mixed in, a little bit of a sand that kind of froze up in there. I don't know. To me, it's just telling you and reminding you to be really strong in your desires, regardless of the dirt that might get mixed in with your frequencies, because there is a little bit of sand frozen within that ice, Sita. Do I have cards on physical health? Not particularly. I mean, I have the chakra cards, like the chakra, that's physical health. The chakra cards that I was using yesterday as the physical aspect of us. So that would pertain to physical health, but all physical health does come from our emotional state. So these relate to physical, but if you want to pinpoint physical, pinpoint a chakra, my chakra cards, I would say do that. So I'm feeling it's reminding you to stay strong and stay clear on the good feeling, Sita. Because sometimes we have this aha moment. We have that realization. We're like, oh my God, that is the truth. That is what I want. You see something clearly. You see your quote unquote future clearly. But then you'll get those sprinkles of sand, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of stuff kind of blocking that view, and it's an opportunity for you to actually solidify, Sita. This is what I'm getting for you. Solidify in those beliefs of higher frequencies, the good beliefs. Not that you're not going to have something, but that the truth of something of your desires, your dreams, feelings. To stay strong and focused in that. I don't know if you're the one yesterday that got the arrow when I was talking about clarity or not. I think that was Jen. I can't remember. I don't know if this is relating to you, but to stay focused and stay in the feeling of the love, whatever that love is for you, for it can manifest and crystallize into your reality. And all of the little things that don't happen so great, like that seem like are deviating from your desires, know that they are opportunities for you to further solidify and anchor into that truth and stability within you. Because we have to be anchored and really believe in it for it to be. So all those other little things and obstacles and challenges are opportunities for us to further anchor it, even to second question, is that what I really want? Do I really believe that enough? Do I want it enough? And is it what I really want? So other little things that might deviate you or make your path seem clouded or whatever, dirt, I don't know why, just because of the sand, there are opportunities for you to further anchor into that truth of your heart energy. And actually the card is aha, those aha moments. I feel that you've probably have had an aha, you've had an inspiration, you've had a thought, and it excites you, it feels good, it feels blissful. So it's just saying, hold on to that feeling of bliss and joy. Let go of the expectation. You don't have to know the how-tos or how it's going to happen. Just stay in that feeling, creating the grid, creating the form from the formless, which is the feeling of that reality now, of that feeling, and accepting it. And so many times I have those kind of things, and then that's kind of what prompted my message today is I'll doubt them. And then I saw, oh my God, Marie, can't you stay focused and positive for once in your life? Which I always do. I know it seems opposite, but that's kind of the self-talk I use on myself sometimes. And then I, like my higher self, stood back and says, when are you going to stop? So it's that kind of feeling. So don't doubt it. So it's when you have the little aha moments of insight, what was yours today? When you acknowledge those moments, whether they're connecting the dots or just little inspirations in some way, you expand the magic and abundance in your life. You are a vessel of divine knowledge when you are open to receive. So when you have open to receive, believe it, hold on to it, but not in an attached expectational way. Just know that you are love and you're only going to create love. So of course it's going to happen to you at the best of your joy and excitement and abundance. So that's your message, Sita. Okay, Deborah's next. Deborah, I'll be right back 1 second. I go grab those cards real quick. And if somebody else after Deborah wants a mini card reading, just write down your name. I'll be back in 2 seconds. You guys probably heard Max or Palm. All right. So hopefully that resonated. And maybe Sita, maybe that is something that's going to happen to you today. Maybe you will get an aha today. Some little insight. And when you get those ahas, what they are, they're like mini releases of that divinity within you. That's the way to look at it. Those ahas, those inspirations, those times where you feel excited. They are mini releases of that God light within you. They're like those little activators. There's little codes, little DNA. You can even think of it as DNA code light activators being released, little sparks. So trust in that. So I think you're going to be having some aha moments, Sita. This is for Deborah. Thank you for sharing. And any of you guys out there who haven't shared, I really appreciate you sharing. When you share, it's almost like sharing your love and light. You're giving other people the opportunities that are supposed to. Those that are supposed to tune in will. Those who don't won't. You're giving them the opportunity to expand. And when you're giving them and others the opportunity, you're actually giving yourself opportunity because we're all reflections of one another. All right, let's see what we got for Deborah. Deborah, do you do like energy work or healing work or... Oops, I don't know why the heck this thing was stuck in there. Must be from yesterday. It must be there for a reason, so I'm going to mention that to you also, Deborah. It was my mystical oracles, kind of got mixed in from yesterday, and it kind of dropped out with the chakra card. So that's kind of weird. I think you got an additional message. All right, so, wow. This to me, Deborah, extremely expansive energy. If that doesn't look like expansive God consciousness being realized and released, I don't know what is. Look at that. That is beautiful. And don't they say that platinum, I think it's platinum, is the highest frequency color or vibration? I believe that color is the highest frequency. I thought they said, but gold, I don't know, I always think of gold too, because gold is that God consciousness to me. It's that connecting to that treasure within, that nugget within, and having that illuminated and connecting. And as you connect and bring consciousness to that nugget, to your treasure chest, that which is in your heart, just you bringing that consciousness to it illuminates it. So this is a message for you, Deborah, as you are bringing consciousness to your truth of who you are. So this to me is relating to the heart. I don't know if you're having physical ailments, but as you connect to your heart, you are actually, through that awareness, expanding, just like that breath, bringing awareness is automatically expanding that out into your reality. And it's telling me that connecting to your heart and bringing that to awareness actually is expanding your consciousness, but not just consciousness like your energy, but it's actually expanding your knowledge and wisdom and connections and insight and understandings from a much greater, vaster realm. You are pulling information from all those other aspects of you and all other dimension, timelines, and realities as you connect to here and bring that focus to here. That's why it's so important to do that cross breath or whatever way, shape, or form you connect to that God source energy. Because when you connect to that, you're not connecting just here. You are opening yourself up to dimensions, portals, energies that are existing simultaneously, because energy, there's no time or space. It exists everywhere all at once now. That's what, we're taught that God is. That's what God is, energy, love and light. So I don't know, I'm just feeling that's what your physical message is for today. I can look real quick and see what else. 29, spiritual awakening. That's an 11. Go figure. Today is the first day of November, Deborah. So the 11 and spiritual awakening, big time big time energy for you happening right now, and that we happen to pull this on the 11th. But with that extra little one of the first, that to me makes it even more potent and significant. And 111 being a 3, oh my God, how do you have a spiritual awakening? You bring together, balance the mind, body, and spirit. That really awakens. Everything is working cooperatively into an alignment to expand your spirituality. Son of a bee, Deborah. This is very powerful. What number was that again? 29? I'll just see real quick in the book if it says anything particular that I didn't mention. Spiritual awakening. You pulled this card into your reality because it's a very powerful time of spiritual awakening. That's what we just said. The whole planet and everything is waking slowly up from a big sleep. Well, you're already awake. You're almost like like a leader, being by the 1-2, November 1st, so 1. You're kind of leading that way. You're kind of opening that door for others to tune in and tap into. Hey, Jen Casey, thank you for joining. Hello from Canada. I'm a native Vermonter, and I used to live kind of on the border of, like, I don't know what part of Canada you are, but when I lived in St. Albans, Vermont, you know, Montreal was just like an hour away, just zoop, over the border. So we used to go to Montreal a lot. All right, so back to you, Deborah. The ancients called the time of awakening. The hearts are opening. That's what I just said. How do you connect to your gold, your God self? You go to your heart. It's opening. Then it expands your deeper sense of love, wisdom. Oh, my God, I'm good. Like, I just, like, connected the dots without even reading the words. It's so cool. This is a time of spiritual being. Your awareness is expanding. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable and challenging, which you already know, Deborah, but you have walked the path, and you already know those times are of the greatest treasures and gifts for you, those challenging paths, because it actually brings you to a greater self-realization. You're just being asked now to let go of anything that's stopping you from experiencing that deeper connection. What did we talk about today? Breaking down your walls to release what's inside. Breaking down the walls. Make sure you nurture this process, meditating. I'm sure you're doing that, or weekly group, or whatever that helps you to get to a more refined state of being. You're receiving messages and healing to deepen your spiritual awareness. All good things take time. Be patient. All good things take time. Be patient. But in the same token, you can shift your entire reality through that breath, depending on how much you connect to the truth and allow that to move through you without resistance. The only thing stopping us from being all that we can be now is that resistance. But as a physical human being, we did create that journey of time to learn it, little by little. And it's just telling you to affirm, I embody the ancient wisdom, and I'm open to the divine spirit within. God, that's just a beautiful message. Sounds like you're in tip-top order. Janet, my phone crashed down as we were having rainstorms today in UK, England. Oh, so you're back. Did you leave and then come back because of the rainstorms? All right. And Jen, I'd love a message. Okay. So right after I said I was going to do 3 people. So Jen, you'll be the last one. I guess you just popped on just in time. And just because this popped out with yours, Deborah, I'm just going to read it because it was stuck in with yours. It's from the Mystical Oracles, and it's that drum. And I don't know if you remember me talking about the drum yesterday, but it means, and it goes along with this perfectly, and I'm getting goosebumps, beating to your own drum, beating to, your heartbeat represents a drum, represents your own personal rhythm. So it's telling you, and because today is the first, new beginnings, independence, a leader, natural leadership, beat to, it's just reaffirming and confirming and letting you know to beat to the drum of your own heartbeat, the rhythm, okay? And when you do that, you help to break and release and dissipate energies that aren't serving you from that or that which is not in alignment to your heartbeat. So I don't know if you drum too, but wouldn't hurt to take up a drum. Okay. And obviously to honor your heart, honor your drum. That is you are your own piece of gold. You are your own divine package of wisdom, knowledge, God source energy. Wow. All right. So we'll go back to Mother Earth Heart card. Okay, Jen, this is for you. Divine timing, loving it. Is this your first time, Jen, on Temple of the Sun? All right. So, Jen, what does Jen's higher self want to reveal, or Mother Earth, to bring her into a greater state of alignment? And it just means aligning to your own heart energy. And when you align to your own heart energy, then your world is aligned to reflect that back to you. Love, peace, joy, abundance, harmony. Oh, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you go back and look at some of my pages, yesterday I did Halloween readings. That was really fun. And I've got a million messages on Temple of the Sun. I like to do these little message of 3, power of 3 messages. And I do have a YouTube channel too. Not that anyone watches it. I just tend to do my stuff on Facebook. Oh, thank you, Jen. I appreciate you. Obviously, there's an exchange of energy here. You're bringing something beautiful, a frequency to the platform, and getting a message. And that these messages also, you know, we all get something out of them. They're not. All right. So what we popped out here is this. This is a pretty defined heart. It's a clump of frozen sand on the beach. What I like is all the snow. Oh my God, I love this one too. I love all the snow. Snow is very, very high frequency. There's nothing more beautiful than that fresh snow, Christmas snow, new snow. I'm from the Northeast, so you know I'm very connected to that, even though I'm in Florida at the moment. I just love that. I love that feeling. I love running in a nice snowfall. It's just so beautiful and pure, and there's something so innocent and divine about it. So this is really beautiful. So to me, it's almost like too that you might have experienced some darkness, some struggles in your life, Jen, represented by the clump of frozen sand. You've had your share of heartbreak. I see the little breaks in the heart, but those breaks and those challenges and those struggles that you've gone through, Jen, have connected you to a truer connection of your divine divinity within, your own divine energy, your God source energy within, because those heartbreaks, I don't know if you've had any physical heart issues, but those very things have brought you to a greater connection and self-realization, to a truer love that you are, and brought you into a truer alignment of who you are. So those have been filled, those wounds, those heartbreaks have been filled with divinity, been filled with love. Because see the snow, how it just fills in all those little places? Almost looks like I get the impression, and I get goosebumps. You know, a pit bull or those fighting dogs. There's this dog on the beach, and he was a rescue dog, and it's a Ridgeback. And anyways, so they'll sometimes have scars on their face, like they've been, like, you know, in those fights for money or whatever that humans do, and they've been beat up and scarred. I don't know why I'm getting the impression of a dog being kind of beat up or in a fight. I don't know if you've had a dog or you had a dog that died and it's a spirit guide for you right now, Jen. And I'm getting major goosebumps. So spirit is really wanting you to hear this. Or if you know somebody that was severely, like, had physical scars, like on their face. I'm feeling a face. I'm feeling dog impression for some reason. But something in spirit or some sort of connection to fighting, like literal, I'm feeling literal physical fighting or scarring that has happened to someone you know here or there. Anyways, they want me to mention that. I don't know if they're supporting you, helping you, sending you love to help aid in your own woundings that you've had in your heart. And yeah, you got some, and here it comes again, I get all the goosebumps. Guidance from above, because right above this heart in the snow, there's this little face, this little imprint. See this little eyeball? There's a little eye open. There's the eyeball. The nose, nostrils, the big mouth, and almost like a wink over here, a closed eye. Almost like a wink, like they're winking on you. They're winking and holding your heart dear to them. It's just such an obvious face to me. And here's like the big head, the eye, two little defined nostrils, and a nice big smile. And it's as if they are holding your heart. That's what I'm feeling. And your higher self is holding your heart. Whatever you've gone through or going through, it is bringing you to a greater connection with your higher self. But you are definitely receiving lots and lots of love and guidance in spirit world, representative also of all this snow. But this face here is holding you dear to the heart. So I don't know if any of this makes sense to you. I just deliver. I'm just the messenger. What it's saying is magnificent. Here on the back it says, all suffering is caused from forgetting who you are. You are the light of God, the light of creation. No mistakes can undo your magnificence. I don't know, I'm feeling a little heart too right now. A little something in my heart. No mistakes can undo your magnificence, but only enhance it. All serves in the expansion and evolution of love. You as a human are a blessed vehicle in which love experiences itself. So I don't know if you're being hard on yourself or holding yourself in judgment of something too that maybe you felt, I don't know, just something you're holding yourself accountable for or judged, or something happened in relation to, I don't know, some sort of trauma, that it all was for the expansion of love, no matter how it appeared on the outside. All is to serve us, all is for the magnificence of who you are and coming to that self-realization. Hence, all of the divinity, all the snow connections to either you or someone who's been experienced some sort of pain or suffering or challenges. So it's very beautiful. it's up to, you gotta know hell to know heaven. You gotta experience hell to know heaven. It's just that kind of opposing forces that we experience on the 3D. But eventually we won't. Eventually we'll be working from 5D, where we have all that polarization and balance and filled with self-love, and then we won't have to deal with such heaviness and dense energy. Yes, you're welcome, Deborah. I appreciate you for hopping on, Jen. All right, guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I usually show the sun. I don't see the sun out today. It's a little bit cloudy. Thank you for joining. Have an awesome, awesome weekend. And may you all shine with the entirety of all the light that you are.